Hi, just Jenny folks, and welcome back to my vlog and Happy New Year. This is the first vlog that I've done of the new year. I hope you guys are all well. I hope you had a really lovely Christmas and a new year. I know, how difficult the festive period is with autism, etc. But I hope you guys managed to have a really lovely festive period and festive time, and I just thought I'd do this video. Now everyone at New Year always makes a New Year's resolution and says that they want to do this to change themselves, to better themselves, and I'm all about, being a better person and doing things that makes you a better person and learning all different things to help yourself to be a better person or a better version of yourself every single day. And that's how I live my life every single day. But I am not doing a New Year's resolution this year. I'm not going to give anything up. So this is about what I'm not going to give up and what I'm going to do instead of giving something up for my New Year's resolution, to be a better me and to be a better version of me, and the version that I really want to project to the world and to other people. Now this video is inspired by another YouTuber, Holly Matthews. I've spoken about Holly before, and I will link her in the bottom in my description box for you to check out her inspiring videos, her YouTube. She is an inspiration. She's incredible, and she's a positive mindset coach. She has the Happy Me project, so if I link her videos, her YouTube, you can check that out. But basically it's all about positive mindset and the way you approach life and the way you approach situations. So she recently did a video about things that she wasn't giving up. I haven't actually watched it yet, Holly, I'm really sorry, but I will get around to it. But because I saw the title and I actually thought, you know what, that's actually really, really good. So I just kind of thought I'd kind of pinch it, but kind of make it my own, so I hope you don't mind. So what I'm not going to give up for New Year, I'm not going to give up being me. I'm not going to do something that restricts me from being the person that I want to be, the person that I am. Ultimately, with my autism and my diagnosis, I've not talked about my diagnosis yet, because although I know which kind of avenue it's going down, I've not had that formal piece of paper yet. I'm still waiting for that final appointment to get that actual diagnosis, but I know exactly what it is already. I've already been told. But with autism, it kind of sometimes it can restrict you as a person, I feel. And I feel that some people look at it like, oh, well, that person's not going to be normal again, or, is that person going to be the same person? Well, yes, I'm the same person, I'm still me, but autism makes me different in lots of different and interesting ways. And I've thought about this for a little while, and I'm not going to let my autism restrict who I am and who I want to be and who I want to project onto the world. I'm going to be me, but in lots of different ways. So I might sprout out a load of facts to you about penguins, or I don't know, butterflies, or whatever it is that I'm into. And it could just be that I'm into it for a short while, or it could be a very intense interest that I'm into and that I could tell you about. It could be that, I don't know, one day I want to dress up as a fairy, or, I want to put some silly ears on my head, or it could be anything. Or I could just want to do a whole Lego day where I build lots of Lego. It could be anything. But I'm not going to let myself not do these things that I need to do to feel me, to feel okay, to feel that I can cope with the world. It's very easy to get bogged down in situations and bogged down in life. And I think, over the last 9 months from when I first went to the GP to get my diagnosis, I feel like it's been a really, really long, really tough road, and it's kind of been, I've kind of felt alone some of the time. But I think it's about actually seeing it in a positive light and doing positive things. So this year, instead of giving things up and trying to change me, because I don't want to change me, I want to be a better me, and I want to educate people. I want to show people that actually you shouldn't be scared of people who have a disability or who have autism, etc. It's about how you interact with that person, and maybe you're scared or anxious because you don't know how to interact with that person. You think that that person's scary because this is how they present, and maybe you've never been in that situation. Maybe you don't know how to communicate with that person, and I want to change that this year. So this year I want to put together some training for autism in my area, and I want to go out and I want to train as many people as I can in autism and why autism is, it can be fun, why it's fun, what are the fun sides of autism, what are the positive sides of autism, what are the things we struggle with, but actually we can see it in a positive way, and we can change that mindset from, oh, she struggles with that, well, I'm not going to invite her out because she struggles with the environment, she struggles with the noise, she struggles with the lights, so, well, there's no point in asking her to come out with us. But it's about taking that and turning it into a positive and thinking, right, this might be a challenge, but I'll ask her anyway. Does she want to come? This is the challenges you face. Right, what strategies have you got that we can work with to help you to have a good time, to help you feel included? So it's all about changing the perspective of autism, of disability, etc., and making it something that's positive and something that's looked upon in a really positive and accepting way. This year also I am going to write a book about all the things that I struggle with, so everything that I find challenging, but I want to write it from a perspective of autism, from the person that struggles with it. So, you know, you might not read a book like it in the shops, you know. I don't think there's really anything, you know, there are books about autism and stuff, and you can Google stuff, and there's only so much of that you can read, especially from professionals. But I think sometimes it's best if you ask somebody who is autistic or has XYZ disability about what they're living with and how they live with that and deal with that every single day, because it's not just a, right, well, she's autistic, well, we'll help her today. But that's not a simple solution to the problem. Well, it's not a problem, but it's not a simple solution. You have to be, you know, accepting and make these small accommodations all of the time, you know, and put a small accommodation in place, and then the rest of it will just follow suit. So I'm writing it from a perspective of all the things that I struggle with, but how I've seen that in a positive light, and how through my childhood maybe, like, I've seen, I don't know, all the Christmases that I've seen, for instance, like the flashing lights that are bright, they're colourful, glitter, sparkly things, etc., and how all these things that I've seen throughout my life, and I hadn't realised until now, that, yeah, actually, that is an autistic thing. That is something that I've been fascinated with. So I'm writing about that journey and showing people that maybe you hadn't thought of it, maybe it hadn't crossed your mind. But yes, everybody struggles. And, you know, yes, everybody has some autistic traits, you know, and they can say, oh, well, actually, I'm a little bit like that. But by saying you're a little bit like that, you're kind of almost saying that how I struggle every day, it's not worth anything, you know. So I want to show people that yes, everybody struggles, but autistic people and people with disabilities, they struggle all the time, all day, every day. But it's about seeing that in a positive light and showing that actually these struggles can be accommodated, and we can make them a positive, and we can show how autism can be fun, it can be positive, how you know, various disabilities can be a positive thing if looked on in the correct way. Because some people get so bogged down with it, and, you know, and like, oh, well, I've just found out XYZ about this person, and they get a bit like, oh, right, well, how do we help them, what do we do, what do I say, what do I not say? And I think it shouldn't be like that, you know. So it should be about being open, talking about these things, and if you're not sure, ask the person. You know, it might even to you be a silly question, but to us it's not a silly question. Ask the person. So, you know, if you don't know a lot about autism, ask me, ask any autism advocate who speaks openly about autism, but ask the people who have autism what it is like every day, because you can ask a professional, you know, what's it like? What's autism like? What's autism about? There's only so much they can tell you, because they see it every day in their job, don't get me wrong, but they don't necessarily live with it unless they are autistic. And I think it's different living with it to what it is seeing it every day or working with it. you know. So ask somebody with autism if you're not sure what it is, or, you know, what are the things we struggle with, what accommodations could we make for people. Just ask. Nobody is offended ever. There's not a stupid question. So just ask away, anything you like. And if you want to ask me anything, as always, you can drop me a comment on here, or you can find me on Facebook as Just Jenny. So these are the things that I'm not going to give up this new year. I'm not going to give up being me. I'm not going to give up being positive, seeing things in a positive light, and advocating for everything that I need, that other autistic people need, or autistic adults, autistic children that maybe don't have a voice, are non-verbal. And I'm not going to stop posting things and showing people that actually, here's what I struggle with, and yeah, today's been a bad day. Or here's what I struggle with, but actually this happened and it's a positive, it's a good thing. I'm not going to stop doing that, because that would mean that I'm not being me, and I'm not being my truest self, living my best life. And that's what I want to do this year. This year I want to live my best life, and I want to have lots of different experiences, whether they be positive or negative. I want to learn from all the experiences that I can possibly have this year. I've already got a few things already planned. I've got a couple of concerts that I've got planned, and there's something that I really struggle with, an environment that I really struggle with. But although I struggle with it, I'm still going to go, because I've got a few strategies that I'm already using, and that are proving to work. So therefore I can enjoy it. So it's all about finding something that you struggle with, using the strategies, and trying to see that in a positive light. And actually, there is nothing that you cannot do. You know, don't ever put a limitation on things that you can/can't do. You can do whatever it is you want to do. Even if it's in an environment that you struggle in. You can do it. You really can. Yes, it's hard. And yes, you might get overwhelmed. You might go into overload. You might have a meltdown. But hey, you've tried the situation and you know what strategies work and what don't. And it's all about finding out those things to help you to live your best life and to have some really positive experiences. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you're doing this new year. I want to hear all the positive things that you want to do. I want to hear about your failures. I want to hear about all the good things, all the bad things. I want to hear about them. I want to hear what worked, what didn't work, why it didn't work, and how then we can change that and make it a positive. So, what are you not going to give up this new year? Have you made a New Year's resolution? Has it already worked? Or have you kind of already it's fallen by the wayside? Because that's what happens when I make New Year's resolutions. They all just fall by the wayside. Every year I convince myself I'm going to get fitter, you know, and life just, it's funny, isn't it? It's funny. It gets in the way, and, you know, it just falls down, and we don't think about it, and we just think, oh yeah, I started as a means to go on, but I lose the will. You know, I've done that about 3 years ago. I decided I was going to be healthier. I was going to be, you know, exercising more, and, you know, I started well in January, and then a few months later, I was actually getting really fit and healthy, and, you know, and I could see that, and I felt better in myself. But then it just kind of went to pot, really, because life got in the way, you know, work, you know, you get tired, etc. And, you know, so that's why I'm not giving anything up this time. Yes, I'm going to be a better version of me, but I'm going to learn from me. I'm going to learn from my experiences, and I'm going to hopefully vlog about the positive, the negative, and how I've overcome things this year. I want to show you guys the best life that I'm living currently. So I want to hear from you. And like I said, I'm going to link Holly Matthews' YouTube down below in my description box, so you can check her out. She's all about positive mindset, and honestly, I've spoken about this before, but she is the reason that I started doing my YouTube and started vlogging. She inspired that. And I was watching a live video of hers this morning, and was just chatting away to her on her live video, and she said that she was fascinated by how I speak so openly about what I'm going through, but how positive I am about it. But honestly, that wouldn't be, you know, it just wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Holly and for all the positivity and all the little quotes that she puts online on her Instagram. I think she's Holly Matthews 84 on there. I'm not sure because I'm filming this on my phone, otherwise I would look. But I will link Holly's accounts in my description box and you can check her out. She's incredible. She's all about positive mindset, and to be honest, so am I, because if it wasn't for my positive mindset, you know, I could wallow in self-pity and, you know, I could, you know, think everything's, you know, everything happening to me is all bad, etc. But it's all about how you look at it and how positive you are and how you can turn things around, because you can. You can. Ultimately, you can. And it's all about being positive, turning your life around and living your best life. Okay, so I want to hear from you. Please do comment, share with whoever you think needs this video. If you think they need it, feel free. And I hopefully will see you very soon for another Just Jenny. See you guys.